Welcome in, everyone. I'm Kathy Mock, and on behalf of the Board of Education and Falcon Media, we are excited to be presenting a special video series to recognize the accomplishments of our amazing Falcon alumni. We will be doing these presentations periodically, and this is another one of those premier presentations, and we are happy to welcome today Chris Davis.
Thank you very much for having me.
Oh my gosh, thanks for giving of your time today. So what year did you graduate from Austintown Fitch High School, Chris?
1991 was my year of graduation.
Okay. So during your time, what extra activities did you participate in while you were here?
You know, football, track, and just, I guess your everyday great Austintown Fitch experience as far as with friends, teammates, and just, a great community to live in.
Okay. Talk a little bit about football, your football experience.
Oh, man, I tell you what, that team, I give, instead of individual awards, I'm more a team kind of guy. So that team was such an amazing team because we were so tight as friends on and off the field. So that team was just such a special team. And, everyone talks about, the St. Ignatius game and when, we weren't supposed to beat St. Ignatius because they were number one in the nation and, and 3 times in a row state champs. And nobody ever told us we were supposed to lose. I guess that was the part.
So, and I know that you did something very special in that game. Wasn't it like a 90-yard run, right? Talk about that.
On the first play of the game, Coach Dave Hartman, great coach, he called out. I actually remember it now because me and the players talk about it. It was called 16 Dave was the play. And I just seen a little hole up the middle and hit it, and then I just seen flash bulbs all throughout the stadium. And I think that kind of shocked the state at that point in time. And they knew we were here to play.
And because of that team camaraderie, that's the word I'm looking for. You and your teammates were inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame.
Yes, ma'am.
And very well deserved.
Thank you very much. And we appreciate that. And I speak for the rest of the team as well for that inductee.
Okay, great.
Induction.
So this is another question too. So was there a person or an event here at Austintown Schools that impacted your career path? And I know you've done great things in your career. So talk about that. I know you've had several different vocations.
Oh, and the people that really have touched me personally, Mrs. Bennett, Mrs. Valetich, love her to death, rest in peace. Mr. Carano. There's many teachers that I think that impacted my life, my career, is what I'm doing now, and just believing in me, and and they had just such a Mr. Stan Watson, Mr. Denneman. The list can go on and on. And I had great principals, great superintendents. Just a lot of people that I'm still in contact with today, and that what makes it special.
Now, but talk about what you are doing. I mean, what you have done and what you are doing, because I know that you have a lot of talents that you've used out in the community. You've touched a lot of people, dealt with a lot of people, not just here in Austintown, but you have a wide swath that you've impacted.
Well, thank you very much. What? Actually, I've never known anything about much of it. I'm in the car business as a car salesman, and then I got into the restaurant business, which is El Cowboy in Austintown. I knew nothing about the restaurant business at all, and my partner would say, listen, you don't have to worry about knowing how to cook, because I don't know how to cook at all. He said, you just bring the bodies, because the people bring the bodies in the seats, and we'll do the rest, and we'll sort it all out. And then I also have the West 34 downtown Youngstown that has been very, it's been about a year and a half. It's been very prosperous as far as getting the people to come from, the suburbs to come to
Yes.
downtown Youngstown. And me and the mayor, Mr. Tito Brown, we're very close. And he said, man, why don't you bring something to Youngstown? So he made me think about it. And I think it was the right spot and the right situation came along. And, the future is there. And it's funny because I'm actually retiring. And it's funny, what you're saying is from the car business now.
Okay.
And I'm joining actually AVI. I don't know if you're familiar with the food system
Yes.
service as their, I'm going to drive around the country in certain spaces and just, who we have customer bases with. We're going to, I'm just going to wrap my arms around them, show them I love them, and I appreciate them doing business with us. So that's my job title. I said, well, what is the job title? Me and Anthony Payalvis, which is the owner of AVI, very close. And he said, I just want you to be Chris Davis. And I said, oh. I was confused, but I said, I can do that.
Right. Well, again, you have great people skills. I mean, you just
Thank
meet
you.
people well. You're so very pleasant and endearing, and people love that about you. And I do have to say, I know that West 34
Yes.
was at the Taste of Austintown.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes. Did we do okay?
Yeah.
Hey, because I was nervous. I said, listen, when you go into Austintown, you got to make sure to bring your A game and make sure it's on point. Everything's got to be perfect.
I do believe they were the judge's choice.
Yes, and I was so happy for
Yes.
that. I want to bring that home. Again, I'm an Austintown guy through and through. You know what I mean? I love the community and love the people.
All right, so I read something about you recently. I know YBI, which is a
Okay.
Youngstown Business Incubator.
Yes.
They are sponsoring an event
Yes.
like Shark Tank,
Shark Tank.
and you were one of the judges, right?
Yes.
Talk about that a little bit.
I'll be honest, I was flattered and honored by that because of the people that are involved in that. Herb Washington and Mr. Masternick and Miss, Bushy and Lenny Fisher and, Ellie Platts and, just some of the great community leaders.
Absolutely.
And, so to be, and they're involved in their, same topic as them, is humbling to me as well. And I just, I think it'll be an exciting event. I can't wait. It's in October.
Right.
And, it was a blessing, I think, to be, called. And, they asked me, Chris, would you like to do the, Shark Tank? We would really love to have you. And I said, you know what, I accept, and I appreciated that them offering, putting that offer out to me.
Because I saw the Business Journal, and then I saw the title, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I know that guy." That's
And
great.
I was unpresent for the picture because I had a business out of town, actually that day. But I was like, man, that was for the launch party. That was a great
Yes.
event, as well. And what the YBI does is a great.
It is.
It's amazing what they do for the people down there, and whatever I can do to help out.
I know. All right, so what do you like to do when you're not working? Come on, got to have a little fun.
Wow, you got to have fun. You know what? Usually, whatever my wife says we're going to do, she's the boss. So, go out to dinner. I'll be honest with you, people don't realize I love fishing because when you're in the restaurant bar scene, everything is always moving so fast.
Right.
You just want to
Right.
slow down and I like fishing. I'm going out there and there's nothing but me in the water and and the fish. And just
We don't
relax.
talk.
Yeah, we don't talk. That's right. They don't talk, right? So and then and my grandkids, and spending the time with my grandkids, my children, they're my lifeline. You know what I mean?
So that's a perfect segue. That was the next thing I was going to ask you. Tell us about your family, which I know you're so very proud of, and had the pleasure of watching those twins doing great things on the football field. So talk
Absolutely.
about them. Talk about your family.
My amazing wife, Kim, she's our rock. She's of the family. She every Sunday is mandatory to come to our house for Sunday dinner. Every Sunday, no excuses. Even if you're sick, you can sit in the other room and she'll bring you something to eat.
that.
It's just that tradition of the old school, I guess, family ways that we do things. My daughter Cassandra she's truly amazing. She's Ohio State graduate. She went to Ursuline, so I'm kind of okay with it. But it's just not a Falcon, but it's okay. We'll roll with it. But she graduated from Ohio State. She's actually a talent acquisition coordinator for recruiter for Stryker, the medical. So that's very amazing company. My son Christopher, and she has a 5-year-old son Dominic. He's my first. You know what I mean? So I don't know if they say you're not supposed to have a favorite. But I guess when he's your first, sometimes it's a little tough. It's a little tough. He might get 2 scoops of ice cream while everybody else gets 1, but who's counting? Christopher, my son Christopher, one of the twins, he has a daughter, Layla, that's 3, and a son, Christopher the 3rd. So we're going to carry on the Chris Davis name.
There you go.
For generations to come. And then Demetrius is actually has a son, Demetrius Jr., that just turned 1. They're both. Demetrius has a construction company that he's doing very well with, and Christopher is at FedEx, and doing very well. I'm blessed to have my children, the way that I try to say try to raise them right, and you want to hope you can make the child the best adult human being that they can be, and I hope me and my wife did a decent job. Just know we tried. We tried our best to do whatever we can to make them.
Right, and you have.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So I always ask this of the folks who give of their time to come in and tell their story. So what advice would you give to anyone in the Austintown community today, whether it be just telling the story of our community or giving back to the community? What are your thoughts on that?
That's a great question. 100% is, I tell people, get involved in your community. Austintown is a great historical community, and they're just, you want to give back. I think it's, if it's fundraisers, if it's, whenever they call me for anything, I don't even question. I just say yes. I don't even have to understand what it is, what it means. I'm supporting it, and I'm giving whatever I can do for the community of Austintown because, I watched, my children, be raised here, and and what it's done for me and for them, and I think when you give to the community will give back.
There you go.
And I'm a firm believer in that. And I think when you have all these business owners, and we talk frequently, and I even get business owners that aren't from Austintown that that say, hey, Chris, whatever you guys got going on in Austintown, if there's a way I can help, and then I'm willing to help. And that's and I think that's big because we have all the surrounding communities, and and I think they're great. But I'm an Austintown guy through and through, and I'm proud of where I'm from, and I'm proud of where I will be.
Aw, that's so great. And that's another reason why you were asked to participate in the Shark Tank through YBI, correct?
Yes.
Because you have talents that you can pass along.
Pass along. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm going to thank you once again, and best wishes to you in everything that you do. I know you're going to be successful. No problem there. And we're going to sign off. So I'm going to tell everyone one more time that this is Kathy Mock, and I am signing off on behalf of the Board of Education and Falcon Media. And we hope that you will enjoy the stories from our Falcon alumni and our spotlight. And you know what we always say at the very end?
Go Falcons!